Hi Ian, good session yesterday. Hope you found it helpful. Just going to talk through now a couple of things that we've seen in terms of the practice swing and the real swing, and I think part of the reason why you have the club face seem so open at impact when you're doing a practice swing is because your movement of the body actually changes the sort of strike point when you're swinging the club for real compared to when you're doing a practice swing. If we look at these two on there, now the left hand side as that club goes back, pretty much the backswing in both these cases is identical. We take the golf club back very, very similarly. Yes, maybe a little bit longer with the practice swing, but for the most part, the movement and the positions of the golf club are very similar. Now, as we come down to the golf ball on the practice swing, because you're conscious of moving your weight towards target onto that left side, you get the club now in an open position, as we can see here now, at the point of contact. Club face now aiming way out to the right there, and as we swing through, the club face now squares up post impact. You can just about make out your right foot starting to lift, so the weight now is shifting onto that front foot as the club comes through the hitting area. Now, the problem is when you go the real swing, because you come back in the golf ball now, the weight doesn't shift. The club face at about this point here now is very similar to your practice swing position at impact. Obviously, because you've moved back onto your right side, those two club faces are very similar. It's just the practice swing now is at impact, whereas on this case, it's back here behind the golf ball. So when you come to the hitting point, because your weight now is staying back, and if we look in zooming at the feet, we can see your left foot starting to lift. The club face now has this extra sort of second to close up, causing the golf ball then to hook to the left. So the real issue, as we said, is this: the club face is slightly open, as we can see, but when you actually get to the hitting area, because you're moving back onto your right foot, the club face now closes up. So what we'll be looking for is somewhere in between your practice swing and the real swing. So if we can exaggerate your practice swing's movement, get you moving further to the left-hand side, get your strike point now after the golf ball, hopefully what that'll do is get your real swing then moving a little bit more to the left as we come down to get your strike point at the golf ball. The problem, as I said, the club face is actually in a very similar position in both cases. It's just when the golf ball's there, you're hanging back on this right side, so the club face has that extra second to close up. So in the practice swing, the club's aiming over there, but then when you actually make contact with the real shot, the club face is aiming over there. And that's obviously going to cause some issues there in terms of your direction. And as a result of that, I think sometimes you might aim further right to stop it going left, and that's going to restrict any movement now onto that left side. So I hope that all makes sense. Please do feel free to give me a shout if you've got any questions about that. But yeah, if we can work on that over-exaggerated practice swing, moving to the left, get that strike point at the ground after the ball, I'm sure then we'll find a lot easier when we're doing the golf shots for real, getting that weight movement on the right side and get that club face squared up. So any questions, like I say, Ian, give me a shout, and I will see you next lesson. Cheers, mate.